Hi guys, and welcome to our family vlog. Um, we are the McGraths. Well, I am not yet. Um, we're not. Aaron and I are not actually married, so there's no actual paperwork for that. But we have been together 16 years now. We have 3 children. Who are 15, 12 and 8. Um, we've got 2 boys and a girl. So our daughter's in the middle. Um, and yeah, so a little bit about us. I kind of started on this journey back in 2020 when we were going through some challenging times, as you might say. Back we had been living in a house for 4 years. Austin learnt to walk in that house and had his first birthday in that house. And it was a reasonably good house, on the small side, but it was still a place to live and nice sort of area to live. And yeah, so we were in that house during lockdowns, and then in September, August of 2020, the owners decided to sell. So Aaron and I thought quite hard and said, why don't we just try and buy it so we don't have to move? So we went to mortgage brokers. We were pre-approved. We put an offer for our house and we missed out. So we're like, now what? We ended up putting in offers on 5 houses over that time. And missed out on all 5. So at the midway through October, we had to get out, and we had nowhere to go. We could not find a rental anywhere. We weren't having any luck buying, and we were literally stuck. So we became homeless in the middle of October 2020 and ended up at my mum and dad's. Thank you to them because they're truly awesome being able to put us up. But it was a little bit of a mission. With 5 of us as well as the 3 of them, because they have my niece in their care as well. So it was a bit of a squash for a while, and after a wee while my parents stayed with my grandmother for a little while, as she had a couple of spare rooms, and so we had their house and our animals. Chevy and Chase came with us and their 2 dogs as well. So there was, so we were back in a 3-bedroom house. We were homeless and living at mum and dad's for 6 months. I didn't expect it at all to last that long. I just thought a house would come along, somebody would give us a house, or we'd be able to buy, but it just didn't happen at all. So my friend from college offered us their rental, albeit a very small house. It had a decent sized section, so the kids had the tramp and they just love having a section. So we were in that house for just on a year. Um, and they said that they were subdividing our beautiful big backyard and putting a house on it. So in reality, it had just become far too small for the five of us being squashed into, which essentially was a 2.5 bedroom house and no yard. The the yard made the house for us because the kids were able to get outside and have some space away from each other. So subdividing the yard just didn't work for us because we were living on top of each other already. And then we were given the opportunity to move into the place we are now. And we've been here since April of last year. So we've been here a year and a half. April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, 16 months we've been here. And we absolutely love it in this house. It's absolutely amazing. And everybody has their own room. It's a good size 4-bedroom house, so it fits us perfectly. Has a yard and the creek for the kids to play. And it's just perfect for us. And our landlord is amazing. So, yay for finally having somewhere that we feel settled. Also, during that time of COVID and being homeless, Aaron actually lost his job in the forestry because they were going through hard times. The company went through hard times. And so he was made redundant from that forestry job and decided it was time for a career change, and he went cooking in a independent elderly living establishment. He absolutely loved it there. But he also went on to cooking in a restaurant as well, because it was split shifts and it was very complicated. I also got my job in October 2021. 21. October 21. And also at the same time, I lost my grandmother. So the last few years have really been challenging for us, but we seem to pull through. So Aaron did about 14 months cooking and went back forestry in November, just gone. So that's coming up to a year since he's been back. And he's trying to get his tickets and things so he can drive all the machinery, which is cool. And yeah, I keep working and the kids are doing well in school. So that's a bit of an update on who we are. And I started this channel purely really because I wanted to sort of document what it's like living in New Zealand, especially on tight budgets, what we do as a family that doesn't cost the earth, hopefully, and also food wise as well. I'm not a cook. I don't try to be. Aaron is a decent amateur cook. He makes a very good fettuccine, and he's definitely pushing his boundaries as to what he tries to cook and stuff at the moment. I tend to like baking the most. And yeah, so I just make sort of basic, cheap meals, and I just like to give you all inspiration maybe as to what to do on a budget. And hopefully one day in the near future we're able to show you the process of buying a house. You never know. Fingers crossed that it happens eventually. We have started looking again. Once we got into the house in Vogel, we kind of gave up and I felt very defeated not having brought somewhere, and we just needed a house, needed a roof over our heads, our own space, because all our furniture was in storage because we were at mum and dad's, and it just it didn't feel right. All their furniture was around, and it didn't feel like our home because it wasn't. It was my childhood home. It was their home, so we just needed our own space back. So we gave up on it, but we have just recently started looking again and going through the motions yet again. So we will see what happens. Anyway, thanks for watching and learning a bit about us. And make sure you continue to like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.